It was a humid July evening in Maplewood, Virginia, when my world tilted. I was in my garage, sanding a walnut table for my late wife's memorial garden, the air thick with sawdust and memory. My 9-year-old daughter, Lily, was outside, tending our marigolds with a watering can, her laughter floating through the screen door. Then came the scream, sharp, desperate, like a knife through the quiet. I dropped the sander and ran, heart pounding, to find Patricia Hayes, our HOA president, gripping Lily's ponytail, dragging her across the lawn toward the garage. Patricia's eyes blazed with something feral, her voice spitting accusations about trespassing near my grandfather's old military safe. That moment ignited a fire in me, but what followed wasn't just a neighborhood spat, it was a 40-year grudge, a trap I set, and a night that brought federal agents to our doorstep. The trouble started 6 months earlier, when I inherited my grandfather's house on Cedar Lane. Tucked in the garage was a hulking steel safe, engraved with KM 1955, a Cold War relic bolted to the floor. I thought little of it, just a quirky heirloom, until Patricia showed up, clipboard in hand, demanding to inspect my property. Her eyes locked onto the safe like it was a vault of secrets, her question sharp. "Is it military? We don't allow that here." I brushed her off, saying it was just family junk, but her fixation grew, a storm brewing behind her polished smile. The day she attacked Lily changed everything. I found them by the garage, Patricia's fingers twisted in my daughter's hair, Lily sobbing as her watering can lay spilled in the dirt. She was near restricted property. Patricia snapped, as if my child were a criminal. Rage swallowed me. I tore her hand off Lily, shoving her into a trellis that splintered under her weight. Grabbing the heavy garden hose, I bound her wrists and turned the industrial nozzle on full blast, water slamming into her face. Her screams turned to gasps, her pristine blazer ruined, her authority washed away. "Touch my daughter again," I growled, "and you'll regret it." Soaked and humiliated, Patricia staggered off, but her eyes promised war. I thought the hose would end it, but Patricia didn't retreat, she doubled down. The next morning, my inbox filled with HOA violations. My mailbox was 2 inches too close to the curb, my sander too loud at noon. By week's end, I had 19 citations, each a jab from a woman who wouldn't quit. Then my security cameras caught her at 2 a.m., skulking by the garage, muttering about her father and something hidden in the safe. She wasn't just pet, she was obsessed, a predator circling my home. Desperate for answers, I turned to Evelyn Wong, a neighbor who'd lived here since the 70s. Over tea on her porch, she revealed Patricia's past. She was once Pamela Reed, daughter of Harold Reed, my grandfather's business partner. In 1982, they worked on a classified defense project, codenamed Iron Hawk. Harold accused my grandfather of stealing patents worth millions, sued, and lost everything: his fortune, his marriage, his sanity. Pamela grew up believing our family robbed her future, her father swearing the safe held proof. "She's not just after rules," Evelyn warned. "She's after vengeance." That truth kept me awake for days. Patricia wasn't a nuisance. She was a zealot, raised on a lie that turned her into a weapon. I couldn't wait for her next move, I had to end it. So I set a trap. I let my lawn grow wild, left blinds shut, and staged a breakdown, muttering about cracking under pressure where Patricia could overhear. On my porch, I faked a phone call, loudly mentioning the safe's Cotomy grandfather's discharge date, March 22nd, 1955, and my plan to flee to Nevada. I left a fake itinerary visible: flight to Reno, hotel near Nellis AFB. To seal the bait, I hired a landscaper, letting Patricia's brother, Carl Hayes, snoop while fixing my sprinklers. 2 nights later, I checked into a motel 30 miles away, my laptop streaming feeds from hidden cameras I'd rigged in the garage. At 11:43 p.m., Patricia crept across my lawn, dressed in black, a backpack heavy with tools. She sprayed my decoy cameras with grease, unaware of the real ones recording her every move. At the safe, she punched in the fake code March 22, 1955 again and again, failing 9 times. On the 10th try, a red light blinked on the keypad. She didn't notice, but I did. That safe wasn't just steel, it was a DoD relic, wired to alert a federal office if tampered with. As Patricia drilled, cursing the stolen millions inside, sirens wailed in the distance. By 11:47 p.m., police cruisers and unmarked SUVs flooded my driveway. Federal agents swarmed the garage, barking orders. Patricia, caught with a plasma cutter, shrieked, "He's got weapons in there." I'm the victim. But the agents weren't buying it. They identified the safe property of U.S. Department of Defense Iron Hawk project and confirmed its alarm was still active, tied to a breach protocol. An agent showed Patricia declassified records. The patents her father claimed were stolen went public in 1983, worthless to anyone. Her father knew, but lied, feeding her a delusion that ruined her life. Patricia crumpled, sobbing about her mother, who left when the money ran out, and her father's promise that the safe would bring her back. Handcuffed, she was led to an SUV, her obsession shattered. One agent left a card. Agent Larson, Federal Property Division. Call when you're back. I exhaled, watching from my motel, knowing I'd won not by opening the safe, but by letting it destroy her. 3 months later, I stood in a Richmond courtroom as Patricia, now a shadow in a jumpsuit, faced sentencing. Charges piled up: destruction of federal property, false weapons report, trespassing, and assault on Lily. Her lawyer pleaded trauma, blaming her father's lies, but the judge was unmoved. Your pain doesn't justify terrorizing a child or endangering lives, he said. 5 years, no parole. As she was led away, Patricia glanced at me, her eyes empty, a woman hollowed by a 40-year mirage. I felt a flicker of pity, but it faded fast. Back home, the safe stood scarred but sealed. I'd known the real code since I was 16, a secret my grandfather entrusted to me. I could have opened it, but I didn't. Its contents may be papers, maybe nothing weren't worth the cost. Patricia lost everything chasing a lie. I chose to walk away. The neighborhood healed. A new HOA board focused on potlucks, not power trips. Lily planted daisies, her smile brighter than ever. One evening, Evelyn stopped by with brownies. You ever open it? She asked, nodding toward the garage. I shook my head. Some things are better left alone, I said. She nodded. Your grandfather knew that safe would test people. It's not what's inside that breaks them, it's what they believe is there. She was right. The safe wasn't a prize. It was a mirror, reflecting obsession, greed, or restraint. Patricia saw revenge. Her father saw riches. I saw a warning. That night, I touched the safe's cold steel and whispered, you did your job. Not for what it held, but for what it taught. Lily never asked about it. Her world full of flowers, not shadows. We broke the cycle, not by unlocking the past, but by leaving it shut. Patricia's downfall wasn't about the safe, it was about a lie she never questioned, a grudge she let define her. She could have stopped, asked if her father's story held water, but she didn't. That's the real tragedy, not the steel box, but the stories we inherit and the choices we make with them. I chose peace. She chose ruin. What do you think? Was I right to fight back, to use that hose, to set the trap? Or did I go too far? Share your thoughts below. Where do you stand on violence and justice when someone crosses a line? Drop a comment, take a side, and let's talk about the battles we face and the ones we should walk away from. Your voice matters.